Hi there, my name is Tom Chick. You're watching the Quarter to Three live stream of Guild Wars 2. Again, can't get enough of this stupid thing. And I'm sure you can't either. Either that or you've had enough of this stupid thing. Hold on. God, I'm echoing. Sorry about that. It's twice the Tom right there. Why am I live streaming this? Well, I know you guys are going to be super excited to see that I finally... Now I'm going to talk MMO here. You ready for this? I finally spec'd a Reaper. I don't know if I did that right, but I think that's how you're supposed to say that. And you can tell because my character... Oh, hi Tom Chicken. I gotta say hi to Tom Chicken there. Wait, get the camera. Tom Chicken, quit being camera shy. We're on a slope. That makes it difficult to get a good view of your chicken. There we go. So as you can see... Oh, I should tell you guys. You probably know this. I'm on Twitter at QT3. If you want to support this kind of stuff... I've got a Patreon campaign at patreon.com/TomChick. I'd be much obliged if you'd take a look at that. And then I'm here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for your video game edification. I don't know if that's what I do. I just goof around and talk with you guys. But I'm here to do it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific. If you've got something you'd like to see me stream, well, on Mondays and Fridays, too bad. I'll just be doing stuff like Guild Wars 2. But if you've got something you'd like to see me stream, well, Wednesdays are your days. I take requests for Request Wednesday. Just type in the chat or add to the comments section anytime. I vote for and the name of whatever game you'd like me to play. It can be anything on Steam, anything. It can be most things on the PS4. It can be many Origin titles. Unfortunately, no streaming for the Nintendo Switch, which is too bad because there's a bunch of stuff I'd like to show you guys on that. Alright, so this is now a Reaper. And you know that because she's got a great sword on her back. You know, normally this is what a Necro would look like. That awesome staff. I don't know what that skin is. Is that one of those like Mad King seasonal things? I don't know where I got that, but you can bet I'll never be changing that. That's awesome. But a Reaper is a necromancer that gets to use a great sword and basically tank. Is that what she does? Yeah, she basically tanks. She goes toe-to-toe and has to punch stuff. I've gotten used to with things like this staff and even an axe. An axe has a pretty good range because the Reaper throws the axe and works like a boomerang. I've gotten used to being able to stand back from things and fight them. The thing I'm having the hardest time with is when a creature moves around and you fight it. That's super annoying when you're doing melee. It's like stand still, will ya? I'm trying to punch you. I'm concentrating on like combos and skills, and then you move away. How annoying is that? Look at it. Speaking of annoying, look at those goofy wings. Guy thinks he's an angel. God Doom. You know what? That's not a terrible name. I've seen way worse. I've got way worse. He's looking over here at me saying, Miss Death Chick. What? That's dumb. Also, something else that you're going to be seeing during this stream. I'll help him out. Not seeing, hearing. I need you guys' help. Oh, shoot. Okay, watch this combo and finisher thing that I'll do. Leeching bolts. I don't know if you saw that. Combat in this is super noisy in terms of visuals. Did that guy pull 2 veterans? Is there a veteran sand shark over there or just a regular? No, just a regular. So I do this combo field. I think it's called like Nightfall. And then I can do a finisher that shoots out leeching bolts, which... Oh, shoot a monkey. I keep doing this. Which siphon health. And when you're going toe-to-toe with things, you lose your health much more quickly and abruptly. Which is what I'm doing now. Alright, dadgummit. Gotta go back into Death Shroud. Which actually is fine. Watch this. Death Charge. Pretty awesome, huh? Oh, whoops. Thought I was done. Alright, what I need your help with today. First of all, I should tell you where I am. Alright, let's see. You guys are talking about Dominions on YouTube. Chris Marcus in Twitch says, "Hey Tom Chicken." Everyone greet the chicken. Come on. Chicken is an integral part of this stream. I went to, oh, his foot is clipping into the sand. It's terrible. Went to a lot of trouble to get that little guy. That's the pet that I want. I don't want some stupid doll of a Guild Wars 2 character following me around. I want something awesome, like a chicken. All right, so I have questions for you guys. I'll do some Tom-splaining of the, oh, real quick. So I am in the Elon Riverlands, which I expected was going to be like a bunch of, I guess, I don't know, verdant rivers or something. I don't know why I thought that. I guess the idea is it's the Nile Delta. I haven't seen any rivers yet. I assume once we get down here, it'll be a little bit more verdant. That's a fun word, verdant. Verdant? Whatever. I'm showing off now. I finished up here, and then you guys watched me goofing around over here, which was awfully pretty. Why is there an Arctic wonderland next to a desert? Just makes no sense. Because fantasy biomes, that's why. All right, so now we're in the Elon Riverlands. My actual goal, so there was really a cool finale to this stuff up in the Crystal Desert that I don't want to spoil for anyone in case you guys care about this story. Because I kind of care about the story in Guild Wars 2. I don't know if it's that I care about the story because I like the game, or if I partly like the game because I care about the story, but there's something going on there. So it had a really cool finale, which I quite liked. But where it takes you next in the story, well, I'll spoil it anyway. So you're actually in terms of fighting. So one of the gods has gone rogue, Balthazar, the god of war. He's messing things up. He's being a jerk. You're going to have to take him down. He's threatening the elder dragons, which are kind of like the titans in Greek mythology. They're like the counterparts to the gods in a way. They represent more primal forces. So Balthazar's acting out, and it's really uncool, and we're going to have to do something about it. But here's the problem. He's a god. How are you going to take on a god? So one of the things that you do is you enlist the help of one of the other gods. And that's a cool little bit. I like where that went. I like how they unfolded it. But how it resolves is the other god basically saying, I can't help you. Go look around. It was the most blatant, unadorned, hey, go to the next area story beat I have ever seen. A god literally tells you, I don't know what to do, just go look around in here at the Elon Riverlands. So that's now what my goal is can you guys see up here? The way forward, somewhere in the desert. That's where I'm going, somewhere in the desert. Ask around the Elon Riverlands for any useful information. What? A little bit of a lack of focus there. Is just go faff about in another desert area. Thanks, Guild Wars 2. All right, here's my question for you guys. Here's why I've invited you all here today. Here's what I need to know. Who can tell me anything about the Thunderbirds TV series? And I'll tell you later why I'm asking. I mean, I know it's a TV series that I looked at this veteran fire hydrants. Don't take those on your own. There's some dudes down there. Oh, NPCs. That's not going to end well for them, I don't think. Sand snake or sand eel. I was watching that down there. Leeching bolts. No. Whoops. Leeching bolts. Did you guys see that? It even says leeching bolts. Lord Kosk says, I can tell you I didn't watch it. Hazy Silhouette says, I only worship gods with omniscience. Thunderbirds are pretty omniscient. You can see a lot out of Thunderbird 5. Eric Geithner says, is Thunderbirds that puppet show? Yes, it is. Tom MC, quit spoiling things that I was going to mention later. Tom MC points out that Matt Leacock, the guy who did Pandemic, made a Thunderbirds solitaire game. Now, some people call it a co-op game, but we all know it's solitaire. Yeah, as I said, look, that did not work out well for those NPCs down there. Oh, some spotted hyenas have joined in. That? What? Who did that? Oh, you know what? I think that's the fire hydra's ability. That's the sort of thing you'd see an elementalist do. So for reasons, which I'll go into later, and which I think I want to write about, I picked up the Thunderbirds co-op solitaire game. And I don't know I don't know much about the TV series, so I'm curious what you guys know about it. And then, yeah, it's that puppet thing. Okay, so watch. I do Nightfall. Oh, see, look. Did I fear it, or where is it going? Dude, I'm a melee fighter. Come back. He's going to come back sooner or later. I've got aggro. See, here he comes back. Are you enjoying your vacation over there? Come on, we've got a battle to fight. Okay, Nightfall, and watch this. Leeching bolts! No. Okay, well, I still did it, even though it ran up. Where are you going? Dude, I'm a melee build. Please stop that. Look, what does it do? Is it just running a patrol path and it doesn't realize? Alright, fine, well. I'm not gonna mess around with some stupid sand eels patrol path. Alright, so here we are in the desert. Oh, is this a... Oh, that guy's a group event. And are there any players? Well, the NPCs are still up. I'm not going to jump in there until some other players show up. Oh, well, that fire hydra seems to have other ideas. Left Empty says, it must be super evocative to play a game about a license you don't know anything about that will have to cater to its fans. All right, so here's why I actually know, well, I don't know a fair bit, but I do have some resonance with the Thunderbirds license for a reason. What do you, okay, let's fight this water genie. Or Jin, I should say. Alright, I'm gonna have to concentrate on the, quit, oh god, it's running off, it's a ranged thing. Alright, so Nightfall, I don't really need to do Leeching Bolts yet, I just like the fact that I figured out how to do them. I've played so much Guild Wars without understanding combos and finishers. Alright, so... Oh, I should be using my shouts. So I just told him to suffer. Let's come and bring some shambling horrors into here. Your soul is mine is my little healing ability. Oh, is he stunned? Oh, the genie has like that. He's got elemental armor. Alright, this is going to be tough. So basically to knock that bar down, I need to cast crowd control effects on him. And let's see. So here's my shroud form. If I can get this, it'll drop an ice field. And now I can do that to do chilling bolts, which gives me a little ice aura. Which just means he's going to get chilled. Which I think I'll drop that. So yeah, now his armor is dropped, and I can actually do more damage. What happened? So building my life force back up, I can go back into Death Shroud. Alright, losing health. So I'll automatically drop into Death Shroud when I hit a certain health threshold. Why aren't I going into Death? Okay, well, I'll do healing. Alright, so this build is based on dropping vulnerability. I'm just showing off the combo field stuff. Invulnerability is a condition whereby an enemy takes more damage. So I've got a shout that causes vulnerability. This is a stun, but I don't think it'll work because he's got his elemental armor up. Alright, he's about to go down. Your soul is mine is the thing that I say when I heal, and nothing can save you, because these are shouts. You have to shout something. Suffer something, I say. Nothing can save you is one of my things that drops vulnerability. Now, I've got this, which should pull him to me. But I think, yeah, because he's got elemental armor, I think that means he's pretty much immune to those sorts of control effects. Alright, we'll just have to go back into this. And I got Death Charge, which will rush forward. Alright, that'll kill him. Look how low my health went. Man. That's really on the edge there. Living dangerously. Alright, so here's the deal with Thunderbirds. Yeah, Doctor Who. Oh, wait. Markinson. Oh, wait. Markinson is pasting lore into the Twitch chat. With the engineer brains and Jeff's elderly... Wait, these are story spoilers. Oh, no. It's the overall thing. Yeah, so they've got a secret base in the South Pacific. Which is the kind of thing that a James Bond villain would get. Hi, hyenas in a little pack. You hear them chortling. They've got a secret base in the South Pacific. Here's why I know about them. One of my favorite toys, like we all remember certain toys, don't we? Is that just a boy thing? No, girls obviously had some attachment to some of their toys as well. One of my favorite toys was this thing that, I didn't realize this at the time because I think I had it before Star Wars. It looks like a Rebel transport. It's just kind of a fish-shaped thing. But it had a cool, like, twin vertical stabilizers with a horizontal connector at the top of them. Now this is this just water or is this sinking? Oh yeah, okay, that's gonna mess me up. Yeah, so that's like a sand swamp. It's quicksand. I think it's actually called quicksand. I can't go out in that. Little prairie dog. Ah, veteran fire hydra. Dagnabbit. I don't think I can take on a veteran fire hydra. Let's just find out. Yeah, because he's also got elemental armor, which is really annoying. Yeah, I think this guy's going to damage me too much. Yeah, that would be too much of a battle. Alright, let's flee. Not very bold for a tank. Keith Lace points out Thunderbird 2. Yeah, I think it's Thunderbird 2. Is it? No, it's Thunderbird 3. Isn't it? Thunderbird 1 is the rocket. No, you're right. It is Thunderbird 2. Thunderbird 2 is... Okay, Fire Hydrant and Hyenas. Guys, leave me alone. I'm trying to talk about Thunderbirds. And in Thunderbird 2, Keith Leith, you're absolutely right. A weaponized U-Haul. That's a good way to put it. But I love the design of it. And it had the little windows in the front. I don't think Rebel transports have that. It could be a spaceship or it could be a submarine, it looked like. It wasn't, though. I think it was just an airplane. It had these little rockets on the back. Little, like, rocket cones. And the middle of it, when it landed, it would then raise itself on stilts so that the middle could drop down, and the middle would have inside some other toy, like some other vehicle. Alright, so I do vulnerability with there, and then I do nothing can save you, and you can now see he's got 12 stacks of vulnerability, which is, I think, a 60% additional, he takes 60% additional damage from all attacks while it lasts. Alright, so these Hoyas, they're like themed cactuses. Based on the color, they'll either explode, chill, or poison you after they pop. So let me see if I can drop back. I have 0 ranged attacks, so I could always go to my staff. Alright, let's see if I can get him to pop without him being near me. Yeah, and see, yeah, and so that will apply burn to anyone who's nearby. Left Empty says next thing he'll name Guild Wars 2 one of the Malaysian manservants. Yeah, Kirano and his daughter Tintin. Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. Thunderbirds is a British TV series. It ran in the UK in 65 and 66, so it was before my time. And I don't think it ever... It certainly, when I was a kid, didn't come to the U.S. I don't think it came to the U.S. until like the 90s, as far as official broadcasts. And back then, we didn't have internet to watch things from other countries. Let's see, is this a defense mission? You know what? I'm going to do this defense mission while I talk Thunderbirds with you guys. Eric Geithner says, was it popular? I don't remember it. It wasn't American, is the thing. There was no way for American kids to see the show. But there was, I don't know if they sold the toys here, if I knew someone from the UK, but I somehow ended up with some of the toys, and my favorite toy as a kid was Thunderbird 2. Because it could carry around other toys, and it looked like, I don't think it actually can, but it looked like it could go underwater. Leeching bolts. There they are. I don't think I'm getting much health out of those. Oh, Oh, look, the veteran fire hydra is joining. Dude, quit spoiling everybody's party. You know what? Look at that. He charges. He's doing burn damage. Am I the only defender for this this Doliac here and its little entourage? All right. Well, you know what? You guys are on your own. Ooh, what's this? Ruins. Okay, I'll take on this veteran fire genie. Eric Geithner says, I remember them playing episodes on Tech TV. Yeah, it definitely aired in the U.S. more regularly, and I think there's like a reboot of it. All right, Nightfall, Leeching Bolts. I don't know why I like that so much. All right, Death Shroud. Let's drop an Ice Field. Why didn't my Ice Field pop off? Look at those 12 stacks of vulnerability. How awesome is that? Vulnerability gets through elemental armor, doesn't it? Maybe not. All right, so McMaster wants to know, is the board game as dumb as the TV show? First of all, I don't think the TV show is dumb. Because here's another confession. Last night, I looked up on YouTube the first episode. And I watched it. It is not dumb. I mean, it's kids stuff. But it's all about miniatures. Using miniatures to tell the story. And the puppets are kind of weird. But I don't think it's as concerned with the puppets as it is with the cool vehicles that it imagines. And that, I think, is the point of the co-op game. It's a variation on Pandemic. You know, you're fighting a clock. It's not diseases spreading around the world. But you're basically fighting a clock, which is the main villain's scheme of conquering the world in their randomized schemes. Wait, what? Left Empty says, in the U.S., the 25-minute format entered first runs in... Oh, I think he's quoting something. Left Empty, I accidentally found this Blu-ray complete collection in my garage, probably my friend's son's. Hazy Silhouette, I did not kite that Hydra. Did I? Did I kite the Hydra? I might have. So what are these ruins? So I love... Okay, little elemental storytelling here, kind of, right? Whatever this castle was, look, it sank into the quicksand. The quicksand ruined it. Now that type of terrain there, kind of like vertical terrain with the springers, you can cross that with a later mount you get called a skimmer. So the TV show does have the weird, creepy puppets. I will say, though, the British voice actors do... Like, the voice acting isn't creepy. You know what? Maybe it kind of is. But I just want to say the emphasis in the TV show is on... Whoops, I almost death charged into the quicksand. Is on the really cool vehicles. And episode 1 kind of debuts Thunderbird 2. Like, it's kind of a mystery. Like, this, it sets up its disaster. And how are the Thunderbirds going to solve it? And they fly in with Thunderbird 2 and reveal that, yeah, there's stuff that it carries around. And there's these cool little cars that it has carried remote control. Yeah, they're these remote controlled cars that it brought to the disaster to help the flash fire, this really awesome looking supersonic transport, which I think must have predated what's the supersonic transport with the nose that tilts down? But at any rate, so the first episode was all about, hey, look at these cool models. Like, if you like looking at dioramas, and I do, you know, little miniature layouts. Anybody's ever painted miniatures or made models? Oh, God. Sand sharks. Yeah, breaches sand. You see, that's his ability. I think Thunderbirds was a TV show for that mindset. Like, it's really cool to build models, to paint them, to admire them, to arrange them in dioramas. And that was a big part of my childhood, you know, is building models. So that's what the TV show, and admittedly it is for kids, it's dumb in that regard. But the models are really cool, and I like the way that it sets up these scenarios to show off these models. Yeah, Keith Leith. Keith Leith, you're with me. So Keith Leith, you're a Brit, right? Did you grow up with this? Like, did you see this as a kid? Is this a thing that you Brits are way more? I mean, you must be more in tune with it. But Keith Leith says, I always like the emergency vehicles that turn up for things like the inevitable crash landing. So is that they? I mean, how much mileage can you get out of that? They probably have to repeat. That must be the formula, right? Is hey, there's going to be some disaster, and let's bring some cool vehicle, a little emergency vehicle. Although even there are the airport where the flash fire is landing has ambulances and fire trucks. Even those are little cool designs. They're like they're little hovercrafts. McMaster rightly compares it to the Skylanders thing. Yeah, because Skylanders is all about getting people. Well, Skylanders is all about getting people to buy toys. I think, and maybe I'm being naive, but I think 1965 and 1966, because it was really Star Wars in '77 that did this. I think the whole idea of a lucrative toy tie-in, 65 and 66 was before that. Like there was kind of an innocence to it, more of a purity to Thunderbirds. Like we've made these cool things, and let's make a TV show. And what happened to that veteran fire gen? Why is some of his health gone? So I blinded that guy. You can see there. That's a long duration. Now it's hurting his elemental armor. It's not blinding him. But I did that with a combo field with Nightfall and Death Charge. Markinson says in Twitch, and I apologize to Twitch users. I'm always late looking down there. One of the reasons Thunderbirds was canceled is the financiers couldn't sell it to an American network. Oh, way to go, America. That's why we can't have nice things. Chris Markinson said, oh, Markinson? That's an awesome point. My mother did a whole traveling thing a lot when we were kids. Me and my little sister. She ran around. That makes it sound. She traveled a lot, moved around a lot as a single mom, and we lived in Switzerland for a while. I was 5 years old. And Markinson says maybe you got the toy in Switzerland. Markinson, you might have a point. Duck Helmet says, what? Did someone talk about painting miniatures? My ears are burning. Because Duck Helmet, and I hope you don't mind me outing that I know your name is Matt. I'd rather call you Matt than Duck Helmet. Wait, that's right. Duck Helmet is... You know what? Never mind. I might be screwing up. At any rate, Duck Helmet, yeah, yeah, I think I know who you are. If you like painting miniatures, like Thunderbirds, the appeal of that, I think, endures. Is if you appreciate miniatures, and painting miniatures is part of it. Decorating them, building them. Creates tornadoes. You see that how tornado has an increasingly large radius. I like that. Oh, that was a waste. But if you like painting miniatures, I think you could appreciate the TV show for on that level. I'm just gonna stand in the tornado and take it. Keith Lee says most kids' TV in the UK pre-77 and pre-Star Wars was stop-motion animation of stuff the makers owned or made. Oh, so was Thunderbirds kind of like that whole idea of using puppets and toys? Like, was that a thing? Did Thunderbirds not pioneer that? Duck Helmet, yeah, okay, so it is Matt, yeah. Twitch, so you guys are, let's see. Robotech was made to sell a model line, Matt says. And the Left Empty says, well, pretty much all Japanese series were made to sell model lines. He points out Robotech was co-produced by Bandai, who was a toy maker. And yeah, that's the thing, like with Ewoks, is, and in Star Wars, like Star Wars stumbled into this incredibly lucrative licensing with their toy line. I don't know what the percentage is, but that's got to be a huge part of the Star Wars success and George Lucas's financial success, the commercial success of Star Wars. And as Star Wars went on, and then other movies picked this up, that became a creative impetus. Like the series wasn't created for the joy of highlighting models and telling stories with these cool models. It was created partly like that. The business model intruded on the creative process. And here's an example of that. Like we complain about that in video games with free to play stuff, just polluting the art of game design. What are these big tent things? Okay, well, there's only bad guys in there. I'm not going in there. You know, free to play messes up with game design. And here's an example of a business model intruding uh, on the creativity of something. Return of the Jedi was supposed to take place on the Wookiee home planet. Am I right? Is this apocryphal? And Ewoks were supposed to be Wookiees. But they realized that if they shrunk Wookiees down and made them cuddly and fluffy, if they turned them into Ewoks, they could sell toys. Okay, this little symbol over here means this is one of the people I need to talk to for the main story mission. So part of what happened with Return of the Jedi, the cutesifying of Star Wars, is because they wanted to sell Ewok toys. It's business considerations intruding on creative considerations. So instead of the Empire going up against these big, powerful creatures that were granted primitive, you know, but they could build these traps that smush ATSTs with between two logs. Instead of going up against these big, powerful creatures, it's the Empire going up against cutesy little teddy bears that are chittering and being all cute and adorable. And we get these little cutesy scenes of the cute little Ewoks. Keith Leith says you're right. Richard Holt says you got to be flipping kidding me. Richard Holt, are you talking about the Ewok thing? I'm pretty sure that's true. I don't think Duck Helmet says it worked. I loved Ewoks as a kid. Exactly, Duck Helmet, is George Lucas and company wanted to make something that you would buy. They didn't want to make something that would inform that would tie into the series. Like we would have known more about Wookiees. It would have fleshed out the idea of Wookiees. And I think too, it would have made a more powerful statement about an imperial force destroying aboriginals. Tom Ross says, I think most of the cartoons I watched as a kid were created to sell the toys. And it is a thing. Like, I'm 52, 51, what, 60, 51. Wait, am I 51 or 52? Whatever. I'm old enough that when I was a kid, I predated that. Like, I was in the middle of it. Like, Star Wars came out when I was 11. So I grew up in that. I guess I was slightly beyond the age of buying toys once that really kicked in. But when I grew up, when I was a kid playing with and buying toys, I predated this idea of toys being of my entertainment being made to encourage me to buy toys. I mean, I bought the toys anyway. I bought the toys I wanted. And that's the thing is, Thunderbird 2 was one of my favorite toys as a kid, and I knew nothing about the Thunderbirds TV series. And now here I am, by the way, 40 years later, buying a co-op Thunderbird game, and I'm buying it for design reasons that you guys will read about eventually, because I remembered that Thunderbird 2 toy. And last night there were 50-minute episodes. I spent 50 minutes watching the first episodes of Thunderbirds, a TV series from the UK in 1965. Now, they didn't get any money from me because I watched it on YouTube. It's got to be public domain at this point, right? Matt is saying, now I loathe those stupid little fur balls. Well, I didn't mean to make you hate Ewoks. Now I feel bad about that. I don't want anybody to hate Ewoks. There's no reason you need to hate Ewoks. Pony Carnival says it's not public domain. What, 50 years is not public domain? Or am I doing my math wrong? What is public domain? I mean, I can watch Casablanca for free on YouTube, right? And here's the thing: if Thunderbirds as a like there's currently a Thunderbird series or current or in the last couple of years. Like if anybody still owned those rights to Thunder, oh, you know what, Pony Carnival, I think you're right. Pony Carnival says it's not 50 years because that first episode, I don't think all the episodes are available. And that first episode where the commercial breaks would be, there are little ads for buying the collector's edition DVD, the 50th anniversary collector's edition DVD from Shout Factory. So Pony Carnival, you must be absolutely right. It's not public domain. It's only up there to encourage people to buy the DVD as an ad for the DVD. So very good point, or Blu-ray. His Silhouette says, so the twist is the TV show made to sell the toys created toys that are now making me buy games. It's about that convoluted, Hazy Silhouette, yeah. Pony Carnival says other countries may be different, but in the U.S. pretty much everything is under copyright forever. Well, everything from now on, right? Because of Disney? Well, and even Disney stuff. But yeah, you're right, Pony Carnival. Unless it's something like Night of the Living Dead, which is public domain. For reasons of George Lucas, jeez, Pete, I am so sorry. What a way to crap on the memory of George Romero. Oh, jeez. But anyway, George Romero. Wait, miniatures are hidden due to rising player population. What is that? Why does that say that? Wait, where's Tom Chicken? Speaking of miniatures. He always shows up as a little green dot on my screen. Where'd Tom Chicken go? Wait, it does. Miniatures have been hidden. That's a system message. You jerks! You guys took away my chicken. Oh my god. First of all, rising. I do appreciate. I mean, do what you got to do, ArenaNet. But seriously, taking away my chicken? That's just. That's unconscionable. All right, I completely forgot. Oh yeah, because George Romero screwed up the title card for Night of the Living Dead or something stupid like that. So Night of the Living Dead is public domain, which is why you always see characters watching Night of the Living Dead in a horror movie. Because nobody had to pay for the rights of that. Would more of you guys play Guild Wars 2 so I can do some of these bounty boards? I'm looking at you, McMaster. Mig UK says, you got to kill enough other players to bring the population down. So anyway, the point of all this is I was curious if, and Keith Leith, where do you live? Keith Leith, I want to hang out with you. Keith Leith writes us emails. Actually, I want to hang out with all you guys. Keith Leith writes us some great emails for the Quarter 3 Movie podcast, which is something I do with Christian Morosky and Kelly Wand and Chris Marketson, pretty much. He's like our fifth Beatle. At any rate, so I wanted to hear about the Thunderbirds from you guys and what you knew about it or remembered about it, because to me it was just a show with creepy puppets, and I didn't quite realize or remember or appreciate that my favorite toy, the Thunderbird 2, because I don't even think I knew it was called the Thunderbird 2 as a kid. Also, by the way, why is the show called Thunderbirds? Because they are not, I don't think in the show they're International Rescue. I don't know where they got the name Thunderbirds, which is a stupid name for an international rescue team. Yeah, left empty. I remember weird puppets and visible wires. Right, exactly. Those wires. It's like in Doctor Strangelove. You can see the wires holding up the B-52. I find that so incredibly endearing. Richard Holt says, according to Wikipedia, the distributor mistakenly removed the copyright notice when Night of the Living Dead was renamed before the release. Okay, yeah, I shouldn't blame Romero for that. I mean, because the poor guy just lost out on so much revenue. Like, Richard Holt said, I loved Thunderbirds and Stingray when I was a kid. So, Richard Holt, you actually watched the cartoon. What's Stingray? I'm kind of sad. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Or if I've seen it, I haven't noticed it. Where they have to take out the miniatures because of player population. Richard Holt says the puppets. Yeah. Okay, let me talk to this guy here real quick. Jason McMaster says Night of the Living Dead was amazing. Still is. Well, yeah, no, it holds up. It's Night of the Living Dead. Whoops, that's not how you talk to someone. That's an idiot. I did my grave digger ability instead of talking. No, Night of the Living Dead is it's a great bit of writing. It's super subversive for the times, like having a black protagonist, the way that it changes protagonists. You know, certainly the zombie mythology it establishes. All right, let me get this.
New arrival. Come to help the followers of Ascension? We could use a pair of hands like yours.
Maybe later. For now, I need information. I'm scouring the Riverlands for a place of special significance. It might be related to Vlast. Anything come to mind?
Vlast. Only that he's from here, but that's about it. That's all I know. I'm new here.
It's no problem. So am I.
You know, come to think of it, follower Adisa knows more about Vlast than any of us.
Alright, so I gotta find that person. Oh. Okay, that's a quest. Richard Holt says Stingray was another similar puppet show. Oh, Stingray! Okay, right. That's what Richard Holt was answering my question. What's Stingray? I freaking hate that stupid chat delay. Richard Holt says Stingray was about a submarine. Which makes me think, Richard Holt, of Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. Voyage Beyond the Bottom? No. How would you go beyond the bottom of the sea? Voyage Beyond the Bottom of the Sea. That's basically the movie The Core. Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea was another series that I remember. I don't remember the series very well. I just remember being super freaked out by a sequence in which people are trapped in a bathysphere being attacked by a giant sperm whale. Pennsylvania pointing out that today is Martin Luther King Day. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everyone. Master wants to know my favorite ghost stories. Well, Master, you got to go with Turn of the Screw. The Spierig brothers. A couple of directors did they did a movie called Undead and oh shoot, what did they recently do that I didn't like? Dadgummit. Well, they've got a movie coming out, I think in a month or so, which is a retelling of Turn of the Screw. Someone Google Spierig Brothers. It's S-P-I-E-R-I-G, I think. What did they just do? Jigsaw! Thank you so much, Keith Leith. You know what, Keith Leith? I want an app that's just ask Keith Leith a question, and you're on call 24/7. But yeah, they did Jigsaw, which just could have been worse. But yeah, they've got a Turn of the Screw movie coming out called what is the name of it? Richard Holt says is the consensus I should skip The Commuter. To be honest, I can't stand Liam Neeson. Commuter's a bit of a dud, yeah. The reason not to skip The Commuter is Kelly Wand's Commuteropsis, is really, it's just an excellent bit of work. His Liam Neeson is one for the ages. Chris Markson was pointing this out earlier in the Twitch discussion. Oops. You know, I know you guys hate this. Sorry there's not more Tom-splaining, because you're probably wondering, hey, we came here to learn about Guild Wars 2 combat. Not kids shows in the UK. And upcoming Turn of the Screw adaptations. Wait, what? What was that? There was a big old message right huge and fat in the middle of my screen. What? A crazed doppelganger now has dim and... Wait, what? Why is Guild Wars telling me that? What am I supposed to do with that information? A crazed doppelganger is hunting Demonor. I don't know. Oh, Path to Ascension. It's right up here. Wild magical energy has coalesced into a crazed doppelganger. Augury Rock is closed. What is going on? This is like a Hawaii missile strike alert. Is this a drill? Did someone press the wrong button twice? Can I click on this? No, I can't get any more information. Oh, it's a world event. Duh, okay. Right here. Is that it? Well, I hope they don't need my help. I hope you guys can handle it. I have not been over there yet. It's a terra incognita for me. Richard Holt says that without having seen The Commuter, he listened to Kelly Wan's Liam Neeson this morning. You know, maybe you don't need to have seen The Commuter. So, Richard Holt, is it as fun even not seeing The Commuter as I think it might be? Because, God, his Neeson was amazing. I was just so tickled by it. Tom Ross says, the doppelgangers return. Wait, so what? What? I don't... So, yeah, everything's safe now? Did they all... No, wait, now hunting... What is it with these crazed doppelgangers? It was just hunting Demon Ore. Now, wait, is it just moving on from character? And who are these people being hunted? Guild Wars 2... Oh, this is close to me. Should we go check it out? Let's just go look. Richard Holt says, it was a highlight of my day. I didn't even know Liam Neeson was in the movie. Hazy Silhouette says, he will find me and he will kill me. I don't know if Hazy Silhouette was referring to Terminator there, or if that's a genuine threat from this doppelganger. All right, let's try to get over here. Oh, you know, I'm an idiot. Good Lord. I could have been riding my rabbit this whole time. Tom Ross, I want to address your question. I love that question. It's food for thought. Well, now it's hunting Vulcane. Where is this thing taking? Man, this thing gets around. What is that mount? Oh, I think there's a jackal. That's the fourth mount, right? Winchester, the house that ghosts built. Markets in. That's the new Spierig Brothers movie. It's the Turn of the Screw adaptation. Autistic Angel requests a new Quarter to Three Games podcast. And this always haunts me. But here's the deal. I did, was it Last Witch Hunter? There was a Quarter to Three movie podcast that we're super careful about doing backups for the most part. We've only lost maybe 2. So when I was super sick a week or so ago, Nick Diamond and Jason McMaster were kind enough to, you know, I always appreciate when it's all me, the scheduling. Like, they're super willing to do the podcast with me, and it's all me just not following up enough. I've had weird doctor's appointment schedules lately where the time we would normally record, I'm unavailable, and otherwise I'm streaming, and they have jobs. So, you know, Christian Roski and Kelly Wan don't have jobs, so it's super easy to schedule stuff with them. But anyway, we recorded a podcast while I was sick as a dog, and it just made me feel so much better to hang out and chat with those guys for an hour, and I screwed up the recording. So I had a game podcast, and now it's lost forever. But Autistic Angel is saying, my request is for a new Quarter to Three Games podcast. So I will get on that, Autistic Angel, and I know McMaster and Nick Diamond are super willing to do that, so that's all on me. So we'll get that out there. I have a lot to say. All right, what was I saying too? Oh, and then Matt, or Duck Helmet, says in Twitch, look, no one's here to learn about Guild Wars 2, I presume. All right, so Tom Ross asks, and this is a question not just for me, but that I would love you guys to answer too. This is a great bit of discussion. Where to go? Tom Ross says, how is your time split between books, movies, TV shows, and video games? And for other people too, I would throw in sports. I love, and I've kept it this way. I mean, actually, I don't know that I could be any other way. I love that I know nothing about sports. I love that sports take up 0% of my time because my friends that like sports, you know, they sit down and watch these 3-hour sports games event things that happen. And that's 3 hours I can spend doing something else. Oh, Pennsylvania says that those crazed doppelgangers, oh, those were player names? They hunt players? Like there could be a crazed doppelganger of Miss Death Chick out there? That's crazy. By the way, I learned something new. I don't. There's a weird thing, a first-person shooter and a third-person game. Like they feel different in terms of your awareness around the world and also your perspective on the world. I play MMOs and specifically Guild Wars 2 with this sense that I'm controlling this avatar. I am not this chick right here. I don't play it like a first-person shooter. Is I like watching her animation, like there she's ready for battle, there she puts up the sword. I do this stupid little thing after events with other people, which I just feel I can't help but do that. That's so dumb because I like watching her do that. But you can play Guild Wars 2 in first person perspective. But you guys were talking before about how dumb the first person is in here because you're looking out of a character's belly button, which is true. But there's a setting in Guild Wars 2 to adjust the camera to your character's height. And I think they do that belly button thing as a compromise between the tall Norn and the short Azura. Azuras are like little tiny gnomes, and Norn are giants. I'm a human. So there's a setting to adjust the view to your character's height, which is what there. I'm at Miss Death Chick's head level there, and not belly button level. And I presume if I was in Azura, I'd be super low to the ground. If I was a Norn, I'd be a little bit higher. The ghostly heroes have reached the throne of what? Palentia. Those who retrace the hero's steps may meet Turai Osa, but he won't stay for long. What is going on? I'm so things are happening and I'm so out of touch with the Elon Riverlands. What's this? Commander Tuska? Well, what's he doing? He's a bad guy. Group event. Shift beyond reality to confront the crazed doppelganger. Man, that sounds like something I'd like to do. McMaster says, I know about sports, but I don't actively follow. So, McMaster, think of what you could be doing with that extra brain bandwidth, too, by the way. Reginald says, I don't watch much sports, but the World Cup is this year. See? You're into soccer. Jason McMaster says, I play games I play games for several hours a day, listen to audiobooks because I drive for an hour and a half, and 2.5 hours. Well, audiobooks for the drive. Tom Ross says, in the past couple years, my video game, movie / TV show watching time has shot way down. I spend more free time reading now. I'll read 3 to 4 hours a day and maybe play 3 to 4 hours of games a week. Tom Ross says, I used to watch a lot of baseball, but they destroy free time. Yeah. McMaster seems to think that his brain bandwidth is unlimited. Brain bandwidth is finite, McMaster. I'm sorry. If you know about sports, that's stuff you could have used to know about, say, the Thunderbirds children's TV show. Let's see, how do I spend mine? I don't know. Probably equally split between movies and video games. And I like that Tom Ross is writing movies / TV shows because that's increasingly a divide that people don't. Like a lot of TV shows are definitely quality. Oh, I didn't realize that. Look at that hand. What is that? A ruined statue? Oh yeah, look at that ruined statue. Sweet. Like for a lot of people, the quality of entertainment, and I don't just mean like is it good or not, but just the aspects of it, the elements of it, the qualities of it. The quality of entertainment with TV and movies is very similar. It's the same type of entertainment. It's just sort of one is longer format. So I like that that Tom Ross is writing TV / movies. I'm not quite ready to do that because I think there are important creative differences, important narrative differences between the two of them, and certainly business model differences. So I would say movies and video games are pretty much equally split in time. And then TV shows and reading are, you know, I don't read as much as I would like. A lot of times when I read rules books. It's really dumb, isn't it? But I've always got at least one book going. And depending on how much I like the book, it tends to have to do with how much time I'm actually spending reading. But Tom Ross, that spending 3 to 4 hours reading a day, I think that's invaluable. Reading is a whole other different kind of entertainment, the way that it engages your brain, the way that it encourages imagination, and play. You know, I would say that because I consider myself a writer anyway. Richard Holt says, do you count watching streams as games or TV? Richard Holt, that's a great question because I know a lot of kids nowadays. Should I just say millennials? And for a lot of like little kids, YouTube competes with TV watching, and YouTube is a very similar to TV watching. So he says, do you count watching streams as games or TV? Richard Holt, I wouldn't count it as either. I would count it as basically like hanging out, socializing time, right? Because would you guys watch these streams? I mean, I can't imagine you would. If I just turned off the mic and it was just me playing and admittedly paying more attention to the game, but I can't imagine that would be any fun. Isn't the point of the stream hanging out with the streamer and chatting with him? Maybe not. Left Empty says, I play a lot of games and I'm so efficient I only play 10 minutes at a time. Richard Holt says, does browsing Twitter count as reading? Richard Holt, the internet does. Oh, well, you know what? That's a fair point. Because I read the Washington Post every day. Like that's a part of my normal ritual, right up there with checking email. So does that count as reading? And I guess so. I guess I'm thinking of reading as entertainment versus informational. Here we go. Leeching bolts. Oh wait, I gotta wait for it. Leeching bolts. You see that? Do you see those sweet leeching bolts? All right, now let me now drop an ice field. Now let's do ice bolts. Chilling bolts, not ice bolts. I've just learned how to do that. All these I don't even want to know how many hours played I've got in Guild Wars 2. If that's an option to look, I'm never going to look. You'll have to hack into my account if you want that information ever displayed. I would be so dismayed at the amount of time, hours-wise, I've spent in Guild Wars 2. I would probably never play again. But all the hours I've spent playing Guild Wars 2, and I just haven't paid attention. I knew that combos and finishers were a thing, but I never knew how to manipulate them or set them up. Oh, you know what it's time for? Request Wednesday. Come here, you hyenas. All right, here we go. Let's do Nightfall. And then Gravedigger. Leeching Bolts. Let's go over to my Death Shroud. Hit them with Executioner's Scythe. Then come back out of the Death Shroud. Do Gravedigger. Chilling Bolts. And what those do, it's called a whirl. They're different kinds of finishers. They're like leaps and whirls. Projectile finishers. The whirl just spits out a bunch of projectiles in every direction. And I think it's literally like a physical spacing. Like, I think if just something happens to be standing in the way of the projectile, it's just kind of, oh, this thing is a veteran. No wonder it's... Ah, look at my health. Executioner's Scythe. Let's do that. Chilling Bolts. Oh, I just accidentally turned on my Frost Armor before. Or not Frost Armor. What is it called? I can't go back in the Death Shroud yet. I have a super badass armor that eliminates 20% of damage, and then I can shatter it to inflict fear on everybody nearby. Tom Ross says sometimes watch bits of archived streams to get an idea of a game, but mostly I'll just put them on at work. Yeah, that is, I guess that is for streaming. A lot of times just having streaming in the background, the same as like a podcast, or, it used to be talk radio. Duck Helmet says, I didn't watch this game without commentary, but a cool story game he might watch without commentary. All right. This is a cool story game, Duck Helmet. Let's bring in some shambling horrors. I like this. You know what? They're like little zombie dog things. Look at it. They've got weird little skull faces. Man, you're ugly. Those things tank. Like, look at they're tanking that hyena. Are they doing literally no damage? Yeah, no, they're hurting the hyena. All right, Nightfall. Gravedigger for leeching bolts. Go into Death Shroud. Executioner's Scythe for an ice field. Chilling Bolts. When I do my Spiral of Doom or whatever it's called. Poor hyenas. Look at me. Look how cool I am in Death Shroud. Keith Leith wants a flesh golem. Nope, Keith Leith, I've got a shout. Oh, I haven't even been using this. Chilled to the bone is my elite skill. It's a thing that does. I haven't been using these shouts. I'm not used to reaching over here. I've had a bunch of passives on these with my pet build. What did I have on here before? Yeah, they were mainly passives that I could just pop off as needed. So these should be an active part of playing as a Reaper if you're using a shout build. But anyway, my elite is this shout right here. She'll say, listen to this. Here we go. Chilled to the bone. That's the name of it. And it's just a sort of a everything but the kitchen sink shout. It does a stun. It applies chill. It siphons some health, and it does a lot of damage. All right, let's see. Jason Master, is the OTC DLC worth it? I have no idea what he's on about. Keith Lee, did you ever use the Necro Machine in Guild Wars 1? Oh, yeah, because of course, yeah, Keith Lee, the Necromancer's my jam. And I partly got that from Guild Wars 1. Yeah, I loved that. Oh, he's saying with 3 Necro heroes at once, with all of their summons? I like the Necromancer also in Diablo 3. That's a lot of fun. Now I'm imagining 4-player Diablo 3, you know, locally on the PlayStation 4, with 4 Necromancers. That would be insane enough that I think I want to do it. Jason Master wants to know if the Off-World Trading Company DLC is worth it. They do some cool stuff. Jason Master Off-World Trading Company is not for you. Left Empty, I think he's talking about the Off-World Trading, says it teaches some important concepts the hard way. Richard Holt breaks down his time this way. Games, 45%. Programming, 25%. Richard Holt, we're talking about entertainment time. Programming, you consider entertainment time? I don't understand your mind. That might account for why you love Endless Space 2. I don't know. Reading 15%, TV 10%, movies 5%. Richard Holt, let's work on that movie percentage. There's some great movies out there. Jason McMaster says, what? I say that for every game. What? What is he on? Oh, that it's not for him? Chris Markinson wants to know if I've done the video yet for the $10 request. $10 supporters on Patreon can request reviews from me. In one of them. I have not done the drawing for that. If you support me for $10 or more, you can still send in a request. Although, you know, I should probably just... Sometimes I do the video later rather than earlier. You know what we should do? Richard Holt's saying, I am working on it. I saw 63 movies last year. That's pretty good, Richard Holt. He says he loves programming it. He's been doing it as a hobby since he was 14 years old. That's just weird to me. All right, let's go pick a winner. All right, let's... She sits so demurely. Smooth leather skirt and everything. Oh, and my chicken's back. I'm so glad to see my chicken's back. All right, come with me to my desktop. Let's take a look at the nominees for Request Wednesday. Okay, let's see. Nope, all right, I'm screwing up. Desktop. Wait, why is that not working? There we go. All right, you can see this, right? All right, let's see. Let's get up here. Windows within windows within windows. You'll go insane. All right. Here we go. Oh, I want to make sure I can see the chat as well. All right, here we go. We have here for Request Wednesday, let's see. Rather than review, okay, I'm going to give these games a rating from 1 to 10. I'm going to use the full scale based on my curiosity factor. Because I've found if I do some goofy thing where I judge these, I haven't played a lot of them. I don't know what they are. I shouldn't be evaluating them not in any meaningful sense. So what I'm going to do today is judge my curiosity factor from 0 to 10. So Henry Ulrich is he will put his requests in the comment section, and he's super hot about something about this swordfish in Brigador, which is Brigador has mechs, vehicles, and kind of hovercrafts, and they all control very differently. And I'm afraid the swordfish might be one of the little flying hovercraft things, which I found super challenging to play. So I don't know why he's super hot on me trying this swordfish, but I'm a little worried that it's going to be hard to control and it's going to be a mess. So I'm curious about it, but I'm kind of dreading it. So, we'll do it on one. I can't do the 1 to 10 scale. It's just polluted by everyone using the 7-9. So we're going 1 to 5 stars in terms of how curious I am. So we're going to give that a 4. Oh, you know what? I should just do this. There you go. Doki Doki Literature Club. I keep forgetting what that is because it's such a dumb name. Is this a visual novel? It's just 2 stars. I can't imagine this is the kind of thing I would like to play. Tokyo Xanadu. Fred, I think it's some Japanese action RPG. Sorry, I just have no curiosity. Now, I'm willing to do it. I love you guys making me play things that I have no idea what they are. Or if I come to them with preconceived notions and end up liking that, I love that. But my preconceived notion about this is it's a dopey Japanese dime a dozen action RPG. If I'm wrong, Richard says yes, it's a visual novel. Blech. Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Next. Gold Rush the game. MiG UK, I think this is a cheapo, like Russian developer one-off, right? It's basic. It looks like I can't imagine it's any good. Like you pan for gold, you go from panning for gold all the way to building up a construction, a site with big old huge cranes and stuff. I don't know. No, you know what? Just describing it. How are they going to do that? We'll give it another star. Rumu, I think I made fun of this before. 5 stars. I'm super curious about what that is. Styx, Shards of Darkness. That's that game where you stealth around as a goblin. 3. Bridge Constructor Portal, also 3. The Bridge Constructor games aren't really my bag, but to see how they would incorporate Portal stuff, that I'm curious about. Street Fighter 4, next. Getting Over It with Benefati, next. Six Gun Saga. Now, here I have a conundrum. I have no curiosity about it because I know that I like it. So how do I rate this? I'm just going to give it a yes. Bloodborne with Richard Holt as a guide. No, I don't know how this would work. Bloodborne, I've gotten to Father Gregory, the werewolf guy, right? And then was just like, okay, screw it. I don't care to develop the skills to learn to get good at Bloodborne. I don't know. So after playing some Neo, if I was to play a Dark Souls, would it be Dark Souls, Neo, or Bloodborne? It would probably be Neo, right? Because Neo's got at least a conventional action RPG loot grind. Card Hunter, Ben Tate, 4 stars, because I'm real curious to see how that's coming along. I really like the idea behind that. It's a little deck builder / tactical tabletop RPG thing. Nantucket, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because it'll. Oh shoot, Lucas, your timing is terrible. So the final release of Nantucket isn't until Thursday, and this would be a Wednesday stream. So because I'm putting my game on hold because I want to see what improvements they're making. So you know what? I hate to do this, Lucas, necessary, but my curiosity as for Wednesday, because I would be getting into more of the story, is pretty low. But if this was a stream for a request Thursday, it would be 5 stars. But I'm looking forward to the release of Nantucket. I really, really like what those guys are doing. Sniper Elite, so it's just going to have to get a yes. All right. This breaks this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a yes. And just got to do this for a little bit. Actually, you know what? I hate to do this, Richard Fogey. You know why? Because there's a Switch version impending. Why would I want to start playing on the PC when Bayonetta's coming out for the Switch? And isn't that next month? If it's not, if it's a long way off, stop telling me about it. But I think it's next month. Etherlords 2, Tom Ross. Wow. Isn't the developer, aren't they called like Nineveh or something, or Nivea? One of those is a skin cream, and one of them is, I think, in a Syrian city. But Nival Interactive, right? I recall being intrigued. I wonder how this holds up. Tom Ross, that gets 5 stars. And then Renowned Explorers, well, no curiosity, but there we go. NVIDIA, Lord Kosk says. Yeah, Nival, Tom Ross also thought of it at the same time as me. Yeah. Left Empty says we need a Switch version of Sacrifice. Left Empty, stop talking there. That right there, that sentence could end right there, and it would be a truism. But he says we need a Switch version of Sacrifice to confuse the ratings. Oh, you guys, I don't need to read this to you. You guys can see it right here. All right, let's see. Here we have randomresult.com, numbers between 1 and 18. Come on by Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, at which point I will be live streaming Doki Doki Literature Club. Apparently a visual novel, and we'll see what it's like. Huh. For some reason, why is this on my radar? Did it just come out and people are talking about it? Or is it supposed to be good? What is the deal with Doki Doki? Hey! What? I thought I was in a front. Oh, it's been overrun by an event. This is terrible. I've died. Sunderers, branded Sunderers. We must hold this camp. Yeah, we must because... Tom Chicken, is he dead? Does your pet die when you die? I guess so. Look at these jerks. So branded it's like a type of creature. There's like awakened and forged and branded, and they're corrupted. I think, is Joko the evil ruler whose guys are the branded, or is he the forged? Who rules the branded? I don't know. That's lore. All right, obviously I've failed this little local quest to stop the branded attacking the camp. So, yeah, the chicken didn't even try to defend me. Richard Holt said my pick is so bad that Tom died in Guild Wars 2. All right, so I could play Guild Wars 2 all night. I will not subject you guys to that. This will be an hour-long stream. Yeah, but I should go do other stuff. I've got some writing to do. I got a Thunderbirds game to mess around with. Oh yeah, and I'll write about this. I want to explain why I decided to buy, aside from the fact that it was I just have some super fond nostalgia about Thunderbird 2 specifically, that one toy there. So I'm curious. That's one of the reasons that I got this co-op game. The main reason is for game design reasons, and we'll talk about that when I write an article, which will be impending. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really enjoy this. It's especially fun to me when I don't have my nose in the game so much and I'm hanging out chatting with you guys. I don't know if that's more or less fun for you, but I don't feel like I made a lot of progress on my character in Guild Wars 2. Didn't do a lot of leveling up or grinding today. Certainly didn't do much Tom-splaining. Can't imagine you guys are much the wiser about my new Reaper build, which I'm super proud of. I really like playing a Reaper now. LBN667 very kindly says, I quite like watching your Guild Wars 2 streams. Well, LBN667, there's more where this came from. All right, I hope everyone is having as good a Monday as could be. Happy Martin Luther King to all of you guys. I just feel it is more important than ever that we honor Martin Luther King's memory, what he did, what the civil rights movement accomplished. We are legitimately in danger of being set back from a lot of the progressive policies that have come from the civil rights movement. And Martin Luther King is a good day to reflect on that. These fuckwads who are in charge. Part of me, when I think about people who have died, I'm like, it's kind of good that they never knew what happened. So for all of you, I mean, do you say Happy Martin Luther King Day these days? I don't think you do. But I hope you're having as good a Monday as can be. Here's to the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I will see you guys Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. And let's take a look at whatever the heck Doki Doki Literature Club is. Thanks, everyone. Cheers, good night, and we'll see you next time. And here, Deathlock just showed up. Oh my gosh, I would have loved to have had Deathlock in there, but Deathlock, come on back next time. We're going to play Doki Doki Literature Club. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Cheers.